Hello, as you guys are already aware, Project CW is currently in alpha testing. So if you guys are currently playing it and want some tips and tricks, I'm going to be going over my Jaeger build for the alpha testing. So let's hop right into it. And after that, I'll be doing you guys can watch some gameplay. So for the Jaeger, I go with more of a critical hit damage build where you're trying to get that multiplier. Also for the faster reloading. So gun breach 15% shell magazine loading time, so you have a quicker reload. For the decoy, I pick the 15% energy regeneration. You can do the plus 25 energy points if you just want the base just increase your energy, but I prefer just having the higher energy regeneration. I don't really like using multiple decoys. I like only using one, but that's just my own personal preference. Now, for the upgrades to slot 3, I pick the critical multiplier, module damage, and shell speed, so you're more likely to hit your shots. You could also just do the raw damage and penetration powder module, but I'm looking to get that high critical multiplier going up throughout the build, so that's the reason why I do that one. In slot 4, I go with the suspension right there with the 5.4 forward speed, 5% reticle size while moving, and the traverse speed, so that you're able to stay on the move, quickly stop, and you're still able to aim even if you're moving around. You could pick the tracks or the reverse one if you want to, but later on I build into the reverse speed as well. So normally I just do this so I can have a better traverse speed to be able to move the tank around if I need to. For next slot is the laser sight. The spotting range is plus 25 with the spotting duration 1. So pretty much if you spot somebody, their spot there, the little icon above them is shown a little bit longer by 1 second. So this is more of like a personal preference here, but I just picked the middle one. For the slot 6, I picked the reticle size stating negative 8% and the aiming speed. I like this one overall. It's more of the balance. If you want to do 15% aiming speed, you can, or you pretty much can go all in on either or, but I like being in the middle. It just makes it more a little bit diverse play style if you need to be. In slot 7, I pick the 5 engine upgrade with the increased forward speed and reverse. This tank is already a really fast puppy, so I find that using this one here makes it you can go even quicker, which is really nice. If you're being run down, which is a lot, usually you get run down by a lot of the more oppressive kind of tanks. So since this thing is really squishy, it's better for you to be able to run away as quickly as possible. In slot 8, I do the spotting range plus 50. This is again more of a personal preference. And you get the 12 times sight, which is really nice. And it also makes it where you increase the speed of switching to sniper mode by 30%. So it makes it, if you're zooming in and out, it makes it where you're able to do that a little bit quicker. In slot 9, I go with the more of in the middle. So I have a little bit more of a diverse. But of course, if you want to do a little bit more on the move sniping, you can do the furthest one on the right with 20% reticle size. And you can do standing reticle size negative 20. It pretty much makes it where if you're not moving, you're going to be insanely accurate, even more accurate than it already is. And if you're moving, this makes it insanely more accurate. But I like being like it more in the middle, just in case, because different situations pop up. And of course, for the final module, I do plus 75 damage, the plus 40% critical multiplier, plus 50 module damage, which makes it where if someone hits your ammo rack, you're going to suffer. But the thing is, the way how you play this, you're most likely not going to have that happen. If you are getting yourself ammo racked a lot in this thing, that means you're being way too aggressive. You need to be a lot more passive. For the consumables, I go with of course, the manual where you're able to heal yourself. That's like the most basic and most important consumable. Being able to heal yourself is the most important thing in this game. So having that's very important. The second most important is having the universal slot, the energy booster. Makes it where you grant 50 energy boost per time you do it. Very nice for you being able to use both the smoking grenades and the decoy to kind of fake out your opponents. Now, I do go with the stim pack here instead of the fire extinguisher. That's more of a personal preference, but I like getting that little extra 5% reload boost. Now, instead of using their energy booster, you could also use the echo pulse, which makes it where you're able to do a little echolocation where you're able to see opponents through walls, and it marks them for your teammates. Very important if you want to be able to help give out team info. But normally, if you're that close to the enemy, you're going to be suffering, so you don't want to be that close. In the first slot perk, I do the increased gun accuracy. This thing is already insanely accurate, so just getting that little extra accuracy is really nice. Then, of course, in the second slot of perks, I do the reduced gun reload. I just want that little extra reload for the gun. The quicker you fire, the more damage you can do. This one, well, if you plan on using the radio location skill in the consumables, this is perfect one for you. But since I don't, I'm gonna be switching it over to that one. I just realized that was, so my bad. You can either do the gunner's grip or you can do medical training, depending upon how often your crew gets knocked out. I really don't have that many issues of getting the crew knocked out, so I don't really need that one. But anywho, with that out of the way, let us go into battle and we can talk about the gameplay as we go along and watch it. But anywho, the Jager is definitely one of my most favorite snipers. It's a lot of fun to play, and it definitely rewards you for a lot of accurate aiming gameplay. So if you get a lot of critical damage, like aiming for the ammo rack or the engine, you're going to do a lot of damage with this thing. Well, I've seen a lot of people not know how to aim with this thing properly. It's definitely one of the top beginner tanks to get. But I've seen a lot of people not know how to aim with it properly or how to position with it. So hopefully in this video, you guys can kind of see how it's played or how I play it and get some tips from it. So normally what I do is I usually try to go to a flank, try to watch out for anyone trying to push up. And then what I'll do is I pop the smoke screen, and then I use my thermal sight to be able to shoot people while I'm behind the smoke. Now, as you saw there, I almost one-shot them with that critical hit damage there. That's why I build into the critical hit damage, because when you hit them, you like really hit them.
There you are.
Now, unfortunately, my smoke is already gone, so they're gonna start spotting me again, and I barely missed the dude. That was more of an issue on my part. I keep on like waiting to shoot. Like I keep on not waiting until he pops out enough, or I'm not waiting until my reticle's small enough. I'm not being patient enough in this. And of course there, I just hit the side and ricochet. I am not having any good luck right here. That's more of a skill issue on my part, nothing to do with the tank. Now at this point I would say I need to move up at this point, but there you go, another 1800s salvo onto that poor dude. But anyway, with that side clear, I start going in to help out the cap area with my team, and I quickly realize there is a absolute crap ton in. Yep, I whiffed it again. I just need to be a little bit more patient there. I keep on not. And as you can see, I'm trying to aim for that ammo shot, doing another critical hit there, doing 2,000 damage. Good. And with that, I also get a bonus accuracy as well with that little skill there. And yep, another one down as well. Very nice. As you can see, I'm trying to aim for that little turret area at the back of the turret. Normally the ammo is stored in the back of the turret. Normally that's where the ammo is. So if you're trying to learn where most of the ammos are stored, usually it's stored in the back of the turret or in the base of the tank. And I do a little bit of a jump over him. I don't think he was expecting that, but doing a, what is that show or that movie with Dukes of Hazzard? Oh yeah, like just jumping over them. Yeah, it was a pretty funny one.
Is that an intel?
And at this point, I'm being AC 130'd. That tank was not very happy with what I did, and he's kind of gunning for me at this point. So I'm just running as quickly as I can to not get killed by them or take any damage. Now with that area captured, I go back out trying to see if anyone else is out there, and yep, there he is. And I did not hit his ammo rack, which is what I was trying to aim for. If I would have hit that ammo rack, I would have killed him instantly, but unfortunately, I'm not being very patient with my aiming. That is one thing you have to learn with this thing. You have to be a little bit patient with the aiming depending upon how you build it to get that most accurate spots. But once you do, you're just gonna pretty much just death strike everything. You're just gonna wipe them out. Yeah, I kind of decided right there that it wasn't really worth the points to do it there. So, oh, and that is one thing about that particular tank that I'm facing, that the rockets, you have to be either downhill from someone where you're down and pointing up to be able to get the rockets off effectively, or they have to be a big enough tank to where the rockets will hit them from how large it is. And yep, I go for another ammo rack. Sheesh. And yep, I'm gonna be chased down by that guy, and I am out of here. As you can see how quickly this tank is, you can just bolt it and just run right back to your team, which is what I did. He tried to go for the easy kill on me, which he would have been able to kill me super easily. But luckily in the end, I was able to get away from that situation. Now we are currently losing this match, unfortunately. I'm doing my best to hold this side. There's a lot of them over here. I shouldn't have ran my teammate there, but rip. Oh, and another rocket barrage. I just sit back there, making sure I don't help. And here comes the... That is one interesting mechanic they did. It's pretty much what the devs did for this game. If one cap isn't really being turned enough, sometimes randomly they have a fun little game mechanic where they'll bomb the site, which clears any team from having the actual site. And then whoever gets the site gets an extra 300 points, which 300 points can really swing the match. And Jesus, another 1,700 damage salvo onto that poor dude aiming at that ammo rack. You can do a lot of heavy damage too to the engine as well, but normally normally you can knock out the engine to make it where they can't really move that much or slow down, or you aim for the tracks. In some tanks that have a faster fire rate, I'll aim particularly for the tracks to make sure that they're stuck. And if pretty much if a tank can't move, they're pretty much screwed. Absolutely screwed, and there isn't really much they can do. Now at this point, I put out the decoy tank kind of to be a little bit of a lure, a little bit of a distraction per se. I don't really expect anyone to really fall for it, but oh well. God, another, just Jesus. Like this thing, man, its guns are ridiculously good. They just slap. Now, the thing about this thing, even though it has a great gun, it has very poor hull armor. So if you are trying to tank, you're not going to be able to. You're pretty much a blast cannon, and you have to make sure you're always aware of that. If you're not, then you're going to suffer. And yeah, in this particular match, I've never fought one of these before, so I was kind of like, I don't really know what was going on with this thing. I was like, I'm not sure where to aim. And I kind of see their whole team starting to run over here, and I just start bailing. I'm like, I'm out. Like their whole team just was starting to storm over here. And I kind of panicked there, hit the little construction site. Definitely was not a fun experience. Now I do feel kind of bad for the dude there, so I kind of sit waiting to see if I can shoot someone from the left. But in all honesty, I should have honestly just left, because all I do at this point is just, yeah, if I just give them a free kill at this point. This was a pretty dumb move on my part. I was hoping to at least kill him before I got out, but rip. They got a nice little critical hit on me there. Very unfortunate. Very painful.
Now for some Jager offensive.
Now at this point, I think I did pretty good in the match. Pretty much helped hold off the ACAT pretty much the whole match. They finally got it in the end. But yeah, hopefully this video was helpful to you all. If you guys have any questions or concerns, let me know down in the comments down below. But yeah, I'll be doing more of these videos in the future. Hope you guys all enjoyed. And yep, I will talk to y'all later. See you guys in the next video.